everyone, thanks for tuning in to KT Garage. This is part 65 of the SuperHog build. On part 64, I was so excited to take the truck out for a test drive. Everything's ready to go. Drove down the block. Then the hydraulic hose blew up. The power steering hose is super old and I should have changed it, but I had way too much going on. So I left it there thinking it's okay, but it's not. So in this episode, I get the new lines. I'm gonna replace all the power steering lines. And as explained on the previous episode, the Humvee use power steering for power brakes. It's called a hydro boost. And it's also used the same system for the fan clutch. So it got tons of lines everywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and replace all those rubber lines, make sure they're not blowing up on me again. And then at the end of the episode, I want to do another test drive. Now, hopefully I can make it around the block a few times. Stay tuned. Okay, so I'm just gonna replace one line at a time. This line already been replaced from before because I was trying to stretch this whole thing and bring it up, so that line's good. These two lines are old, so I'm gonna replace it. And this is the controls for the fan clutch. So it's got two of these holes, one in, one out, of course. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this two. This goes to fan clutch, and then this continues to go down to the cooler. So we'll get that replaced. Okay, so here's a quick tip on how to remove the hydraulic lines. Now typically when you remove this clamp, it's still stuck on there pretty good, and you know, when you try to pull like this and rotate and pull, sometimes you just come out and your hand and this comes flying, and you know, you're gonna hurt yourself. So since you're gonna replace the holes anyway, the best thing to do is just get one of these cutters, and you can just cut it off. I'm sorry, not cut it off, but to cut the holes where is in contact with the connector. And so you see, as I slice the holes like that, I can remove it real easily, you know, and not hurt yourself by just over pull on it. Found that's extremely helpful. So I replaced this holes already. This goes, it terminates right here where it goes to the fan clutch. Looks like this one's go to the cooler. I'm gonna go ahead and get this one replaced. Okay, so I got 100% of the holes replaced with the new one. All this are new. Now, what I really concerned about is, I think this little solenoid doesn't work properly because somehow it built up enough pressure to load that hose. Because when I do some reading, it says that the return line is supposed to have very little pressure in it, probably just a few PSI. But when it bursts the hose, it's like the fluids are coming everywhere. So I'm thinking if it's blocked somehow, this solenoid doesn't work properly, and then it just, you know, it build up that pressure, and then these lines can't take it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put 2 of these pressure gauge in the line. So I'm gonna put one on this line right here because that's the line that got busted when it was driving the other day. So I'm gonna go put one here, and I might even put another one at this, because this is I believe this is the final line that goes back to the reservoir. So if this plug, and then it won't show any pressure here at all. So I want to see if there's a little bit of pressure here, and then there should be more pressure here, but it should be around 10-15 psi, maximum of about 50. So I'm gonna get that on, start up the truck and see what's happening. Just make sure this hose doesn't get burst again. Well guys, there's some good news and bad news. The good news is I got all the holes replaced. Everything looks great. All the clamps are tightened, everything is done. Now, the bad news is, now I gotta go and flush the system again, just like what I did the other day. It's kind of a long process, probably take half an hour. A lot of work. I gotta raise the front wheel and turn the steering wheel left and right to full lock positions to let the fluid circulate and get all the air bubbles out. So I'm gonna have to redo that. Don't like to do anything twice, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that done. I'm gonna start up the engine, and then we'll let the air go through again. We'll do those again, and we're gonna do a test drive. Hopefully I can get that done by the end of today. Well guys, the wheels are off the ground. So now it's time for me to go in and get that wheel to go back and forth full lock on both sides. And we're just gonna do it a bunch of times and get all those air bubbles out. Okay, so I'm gonna start up the engine and let the fluid system have some pressure in it, and see if it suck down some more fluid. So the weight's over, now we can get it started. See, I have a neutral, that's good. Okay, so let's start. All right, so looking at the pressure, I'm a little bit concerned. So this one, the gauge, and this gauge is ranged from 0 to 60 psi, and you can see that it buried the needle all the way to this point right here, and then when it tried to come back, it gets stuck behind the screw. So, and then I try to start up the truck a couple of times, and this goes all the way to the stoppers. I know it's gotta be 70, 80 psi. That's quite high in pressure from what I've been reading. And then that gauge down here, this one say about 10 psi, so that looks normal for discharging. This goes back to the reservoir. So this line contains way too much pressure, and so that line is the one that's coming from the cooler. That's the last route before it gets to the reservoir. So this goes into this unit here, and then this line goes to the fan clutch. So this is applying pressure to the fan clutch. So it's high pressure, but I don't exactly know what it is. But I'm suspecting this might not be set up properly. There's a little screw here. I need to learn whether I can make adjustments here to adjust the pressure in here, or this thing just fail altogether. That kind of just regulate way too much pressure. That's on the inlet side. So I'm gonna play around with this a little bit before I start driving the truck, because we really don't want to blow this hole again, because this only, the working pressure on these only 300 psi. So as you operate beyond that, it could burst again. So that's where we at. Well, it looks like we're not out of the woods yet. I still have to investigate to see what's going on with that pressure in the power steering unit. It's really important that you watch all this pressure, because it could become a problem where if things are not set up properly, you can blow your hose again. We don't want that to happen. So no test driving today. It's late Sunday afternoon. I'm just gonna relax for the rest of the day, do some research. I wanna know exactly what pressure I'm supposed to see. I know it's over 60. So I'm gonna get another gauge as well. I'm gonna get a gauge that probably from 0 to 300 psi, and then replace that gauge with that. And then we're gonna try to run the truck again to see exactly what pressure I'm seeing. So that's what I'm gonna focus on next week. I appreciate you guys tuning into KT Garage. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you.